may not be back here for a few weeks. Not for any horrible reason, but it's because I'm going back into the hospital next week for the first of my 2 planned surgeries on my lungs. I guess there was a time when I thought that would be a horrible thing and really, really stressing me out. But in many ways, it's part of the procedure that I am going under to deal with my illness. What they're going to do is they're going to take out a little bit of my right lung. A few months ago, through a imaging scan, they discovered that a couple of spots appeared in my lungs, 2 spots that should not be there. And of course, when you have cancer, it's a pretty big deal. In any case, they need to remove it, and the first of the surgeries is next week. All sorts of tests and consultations with doctors and things over the past couple of weeks. And I'm good to go. And I'm not looking forward to it in any sense, but it is a well-managed process, and I have full confidence in the professionals who will be helping me out. So today's video really is about doing things that are a bit simpler. And it's really easy to do that in a place like this, because really there's nothing that much to do here that's entirely complicated. That's just the way we like it. So certainly I've thought a lot about simplicity and complexity, the cousin of simplicity, as my life is kind of in an ongoing state of tension between those 2 worlds, right? For the simple reason the disease itself is obviously very complicated, and the treatments are complicated as well. But I have found that effective treatment, if not survival through this disease, is helped by bringing in more simpler things into your life. And that's one of the reasons why Sharon and I moved to a smaller apartment, as many of you know. And I just want to focus on some of the aspects of doing things that are a little simpler on this video. And really, you just experience pretty much the totality of what I wanted to talk and show you, which is taking a walk. As silly as it sounds, that one simple process of taking a walk, wherever it may be, whether it's in a wonderful place like this or in a crowded city, sometimes just disconnecting and moving around for no other reason, then it's a good thing to do. Certainly helps me. So yesterday back in Waterloo, I did have to go to the hospital to get my initial consultations and meetings and such. And I decided to not drive. Last year, we unloaded one of our cars and became a single car family. And of course, we moved to an urban apartment, and that's made it really easy for us to just do something a little bit more straightforward, meaning take advantage of the fact that our new apartment is in the center of a not too large a city, and our hospitals are not that far away. So I walked, and now it's far enough away that if you do the whole walk, it can be tiring. So I did take the train in the middle. We are lucky in our city to have a small train that connects point A to point B and many other places. So anyways, I did that, and you're going to see a little bit of that in this video. So that's it. After showing you a little bit of my walk, you'll see a recording that I made yesterday dealing with my reflections on my hospital visit and the path forward. Today's a good day, just in case you're wondering. I am actually feeling good. I caught up with a friend of mine on video who unfortunately is also going through this illness as well. and just sharing some of our thoughts and stories. That's also helpful, and we'll talk about that another day. But for now, I'm going to continue wandering around our property. Endless work to do, as you can see behind me in that messy wood pile that I'll have to deal with. But that will have to come another day and another week. And with that, I send you off to the rest of this video. So now I have the all clear for my surgery next week. It will be what they call a minimally invasive procedure. It will be thoracoscopic, which basically means lung surgery going in with a TV camera and a tube with the instruments and other necessary bits to do it kind of remotely. Anyways, it means my body isn't cut up too much and the healing is faster. And that's pretty important for me because they have to then assess the true nastiness of this blob and then whether it's the second surgery or possibly other forms of cancer treatment, they can deduce that. So today went, from that point of view, quite well. The people were great, very competent, maybe a little dull, but that's their job. Now, you may think that I'm in a pretty good mood, and I am. And considering I just came back from a hospital and they poked and prodded and took me down a whole bunch of very cumbersome discussions, why am I in such a good mood? And it's pretty much because of the way today went. Like I said, I decided to walk and take the train. I had a wonderful lunch with Sharon, and everything seemed terribly simple today. And let's put that in a bit of perspective. Like a lot of people my age and in my profession, we spend our lives really trying our best to do really complicated things and making sure that everybody can see you do these really complicated things. And we do this day in and day out. And to add on top of that, we're generally asked to do it as fast as possible. So you have this intensity and speed thing constantly pounding on you for decades and decades if you are a typical professional career person like I was. That takes a lot out of you, and this is one of the things that I am absolutely realizing through my cancer journey. It's a tough way to get here, but it teaches me just how valuable time and simplicity can be in one's life. The fact that I chose to essentially walk for a total of probably about, between an hour and a half, and a brief 10-minute train ride in the middle, instead of just getting in the car and driving 5 minutes there and 5 minutes back. And it was raining today. But, I feel so good after having done that. And one is sort of this weird philosophical thing, the whole simplicity versus complexity thing. But the other is just the obvious fact that walking is good for you. The things that I really have enjoyed about, ironically, my cancer journey, because the fact that it forces you to slow down and pause, and I literally do not have the energy to go at full speed anymore. I kind of have to constantly soak this stuff in, and it's actually been quite enjoyable. So today, although it was a bit of a sobering day from a medical point of view, I have some big stuff coming up next week and beyond. But once again, I had a great day, and a lot of it has to do with so many things that so many of us really do experience every day. This isn't the only place that's nice. Most of you live in nice places, and perhaps it's possible for you to just sort of go and take a walk, and instead of just taking a walk, sort of look around, pause, do this touchy-feely reflection stuff like I did today. In any case, next week I go back to the hospital. I will report following my operation how things went, and fingers crossed. Hope things go very well. Take care. Bye.